Hey, Jordan. So I can't give you a straight on walkthrough because I don't have the Focusrite. I don't actually own it myself, but I can try to walk you through this process as quickly or as closely as possible with the interface that I have. So this is what mine looks like. It essentially does the same job. It's just a different brand and has some different inputs. So if you look here in the back, it should look like the same types of cables here that get plugged in. And your inputs, I think, are on the front of the Focusrite. So just make sure all four of these, I think you only have 2 mics at this time, so just make sure that both of these are plugged in. And as far as the gain knobs here on the front, you want to make sure that yours actually has like a mark on the knob to show you like how loud or how soft it is. So you want to turn those and make sure that those are sitting right at 12 o'clock. So you can just put all 4 of them at 12 o'clock, so straight up and down, and just leave them set. And then you also have a button for this thing that's called 48 volts. It's called phantom power. So mine's a switch, but you have an actual button. So just make sure both of those are pushed in, and you can leave those pushed in. That way they're always enabled. Leave the gain knobs at 12 o'clock. Make sure they're always enabled. That way you just don't have to worry about it anymore. And then you have 2 headphone jacks. So you can run your headphones if you're going to use them out of those. And if you need more, there's an adapter, and I can send you the link that I plug in here. And this just splits it into 2 more headphone ports. So if you get 2 of those and you plug them into the Focusrite that you have, that'll give you 4 total headphones. So if you need that in the future, let me know and I can send you a link to that. And then we're going to go ahead and open GarageBand. Now what I would recommend is that you open up a template, and I'm going to walk you through creating that template, and then you can just open and save as every new episode. That way it's always set up the same way. Shouldn't have any issues moving forward. So if you start, you should come to this screen here. GarageBand might automatically open up an old project. In that case, you just want to close the project, and it should bring you back to this main screen here. We'll just click empty. And every single time you open GarageBand, here's part of the problem, is that when you plug in and unplug the Focusrite from your computer, it will not recognize it all the time. So as soon as you open GarageBand, the first thing you want to do is go to Preferences and check the audio device, because as you plug things in and out, it will automatically reset. Now, what you want to do is, for the input device, you want to have your Scarlett selected. Mine's called the Mo2, so make sure that's highlighted. And then for the output device, it depends. If it's just you can select the output device as built-in and plug your headphones right into your laptop. Or if you prefer, you can select this for the Scarlett as well and plug your headphones into the Scarlett. That is totally up to you. So just notice the difference between those two and choose whichever one you need. So as long as those are set to Scarlett, you can close the preferences window. Now, if you're in this blank screen right here, we're creating our template. What we're going to do is hit the plus sign here to create a new track. Select a microphone. And when you select the microphone, it should be the first choice. There's 4 inputs on your Scarlett, so we're going to go through and make one at a time. So we're starting with input 1, then click create. And then we will create a new one and change this to input 2. And a third one, input 3, and a fourth one, input 4. And you can highlight. Sometimes it will automatically create an instrument track here for you. You can just highlight and delete that. Click delete on your keyboard. So you can label these however you want. If you're always going to be track 1, you can label this Jordan. You can just leave it 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll know the difference once we get the project on the back end. Now, these are already set with the correct inputs. So the difference, the last thing that you want to pay attention to is if you're going to use headphones or not. I know you said you usually don't. So if you're not using headphones, what you want to do is click this mute button, this blue mute button on all tracks. Otherwise, it will try to play back while you're recording and give you feedback. So if you're not using headphones, make sure these are muted. If you do need to use headphones, plug those in and then unmute these. and you'll be able to hear them. And then the very last thing, if you right click, or you might have to hold control and click on the track, go to this menu that says track header components, click the show record enable button. That will make sure that you have the record button showing up on all the tracks. Just highlight that red button on all 4, and then you're good to go. So if you hit record, you can hit the R on the keyboard or hit this record button right here, and you will see it recording. You can see as I talk, you're seeing the waveform pop up. I don't have my other mics plugged in, but if you do, you will see them show up also here on tracks 2, 3, and 4. So you can see that it's recording all 4 at the same time. Boom. So now you know the test is good. It's good to go. So I'll delete those. So what I would do is just go to File, Save, and wherever you want on your computer, just save this as podcast recording template or whatever you want to label it. So let's just save this to the desktop right now. And whenever you record a new episode, open this. So you could just go to wherever you saved it and double click to open. And then File, Save As, and save it as whatever the next episode is. So maybe episode 29. And once you save as, you should be good to go to hit record. The trick, and like we ran into the issue with the audiobook, is just every time you open GarageBand, just double check the preferences, make sure the Focusrite is selected, and everything else should be automatically set, and you'll be good to go. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.